Joe Biden, and also what's going on there at that ballot processing center in Detroit.
Hey there, Andrew. As you mentioned, the Fox News decision desk did just call Michigan for Biden just a few minutes ago. That leaves him with one more battleground state to win in order to capture the nomination. Now, as you mentioned, it has been a very tense situation here at the counting center here in Wayne County, Michigan, in the city of Detroit. These people just on the other side of those windows there have been pounding on the windows, at one point saying, stop the count. Their objection right now is saying that there's various violations going on here at this polling center, or I should say at this processing center where these ballots are being processed at this point. So we haven't seen any of that. We cannot independently confirm that, but the allegation is that these poll challengers, or these challengers on the Republican side, are not being allowed in to observe the counting process while the Democrats are. Again, we cannot confirm that, but we are still waiting on final results here from Wayne County. But the big headline, as you mentioned, Andrew, is that it appears that former Vice President Joe Biden emerges the victor here in Michigan.
And Rob, did you expect to hear results, and did you think Michigan would be called today? Jocelyn Benson, the Secretary of State there last night, said she was confident that a result would be called within 24 hours. Were you expecting this earlier or later? And have you been talking to any of the people there, especially the ones trying to get in and to observe the counting? What's the mood in the room?
Well, I can tell you it is very tense. As I mentioned, they were pounding on the windows a short time ago, and at one point there was paper and pizza boxes put over the windows to block them. They were later taken down after a back and forth. So it's very tense here. Those people on the other side are very angry. They claim that they're not being allowed to observe the process. So it's very tense here, and frankly, we were expecting some sort of call today, as you mentioned, but as we heard from the Secretary of State here, we were expecting it as late as Friday. So just to have these results in right now, again, they're not final. There are still more absentee ballots being counted. But again, Fox News can project that Joe Biden wins Michigan.
And Rob, just we wanted to ask, do you foresee people staying there, throughout this Wednesday night? I know it's about almost 5 p.m. Eastern. Are people going to stick around there at the TCF Center in downtown Detroit, or now that some people are calling Michigan for Biden, will those crowds disperse?
Well, as we're hearing in Wisconsin, here in Michigan, this is definitely one of those states that is going to be disputed in lawsuits by the Trump campaign. So by no stretch of the imagination, on behalf of Trump supporters, is this fight over. But they are very passionate, and it seems like they're in it for the long haul.
All right, Rob DiRienzo there for us in Detroit, Michigan, as Fox has just projected that Joe Biden will win the state there. Rob, thanks so much.
Take the aerials.
All right, and obviously we were just talking to Rob DiRienzo there, and we have some aerials from our sister station, Fox 2 WJBK in Detroit, outside the TCF Center there, and what used to be Cobo Hall for those watching who may be from Michigan or from the Detroit area. And as Rob was describing, a somewhat sizable gathering of people outside the TCF Center there, trying to establish some type of rationale for getting in there and observing the ballots being processed and counted, those absentee ballots in Michigan. However, we were just reporting to you that obviously Fox has called Michigan for Joe Biden by a somewhat healthy margin. We want to bring up the map for you that we have now here as well. We're going to put both of these views on the screen right now. And as you can see, Joe Biden, his electoral vote share, his electoral college vote share has risen to 264 with that Michigan victory. And in the lower right hand of your screen, you're watching a lot of people with signs chanting we see a little bit of a police presence as well, standing by outside Detroit in downtown there. So we'll be monitoring this throughout